Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. We have a wonderful bread recipe for you. You know, I've been baking bread for over 60 years and you get your hands in it and it seems like quite a chore. Well, who wants to make a mess? And still you want that good smell in your house of fresh bread. So just watch this. We do it all in a plastic bag and we don't touch it. It's wonderful. So let's get started. It's a quick dump recipe. We're going to start out with 1 cup of lukewarm, I call it baby bath temperature water. So there's your 1 cup of water. Then you put in 1 package or 1 tablespoon of yeast. And by the way, yeast never goes bad. Don't pay any attention to the expiration date as long as you keep it in your freezer. The last batch I used was at least 20 years old and it was still good. So my little helpful tip for today. And then we add a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of sugar or honey if you prefer honey. I've made it with honey also, it works. So there's the sugar. Then you dump in 1/3 cup of oil. This happens to be olive oil. Usually I use avocado oil, but either one works. So set that over there because it's a little drippy. And then you just add 3 cups of flour. That's it. You seal off the bag. Get the air out of it. It'll mix better. There you go. And then you just mix it up. Just like this. All the mess is right there in the bag and not on your hands. Doesn't take long to mix. Just mix it good. And just check and see. There we go. It's just about ready for the next step, which is so easy. Look at that. Who doesn't like making bread this way? And it's so yummy. Okay, so now that we have it all mixed up, I just take your cake and you put it in a bowl of, again, that lukewarm water. Set it in the bowl for 30 minutes. And we will be back. Our 30 minutes is up, and you can see where it just kind of started pooping up in there, like we wanted it to. I'm just going to dry the bag off because I want to work with a drier bag. And at this step, you just open it up. It's going to be a little sticky, and you can see that it's sticky, right? And so now we just add 1/4 cup of flour right into the bag, and we're going to knead it around a little bit in the bag until it's incorporated in there. And again, I'm just kneading it up. This is really exciting, I'm sure. Okay. Let me do this. Again, I love it because I've always kneaded bread and you get all over your hands, you get all over the counter, but it's what the price you pay to have that homemade bread smell. But this, anybody can do this. All right, this is pretty good. See how that's ready? Now, all we do now is I put it right here on a baking pan because even though we're living in Florida, sometimes it's cool. And so if you're in another part of the country where your house is kind of cool, you want to put it in here, put it on this baking pan, and then I'm just going to put it in the oven with the oven light on for 1 hour. And then wait till you see how poofed up it gets. This is how it looks out of the oven with the light on after a while, because I did another blooper. Every time I would open the door to check and see how it was doing, the light would come on. And then I discovered I'd forgotten to turn the light on. So anyway, here it is. In an hour, it would have looked like that if I had the light on the whole time. So it's ready now to just dump out of the bag. And I'm going to put a little bit of flour on the counter so that we can get it ready to braid, because we can braid this. Now you can either braid it like I'm going to do, or you can put it in a loaf pan and just make it as a loaf. But see how well it comes out of there with no mess. So let me just knead it just a little, and then we'll divide it down. And woo, needs a little bit more. It was a little stickier than it usually is. So excuse me. There we go. Just enough to be able to handle it. Okay, now I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces so that I can braid it. But if you want to make a loaf, that is perfect in a loaf pan. So you could do that. Now, let's just divide this down into 3 fairly equal pieces. Doesn't have to be exact. So 1, ooh, that's not quite right. That'll do it. There we go. All right, now you take these and roll them into a long roll so that we can then braid them. Okay. We should sing a song and dance of some kind, you think? Right? Angela, who's running the camera, maybe she could dance for us.
Oh, but then that video gets all jiggly. We don't want to have that happening.
No, we don't want that to happen. That's true. That's true. Okay. These, again, don't have to be exact. Okay, so 1. Sorry, I need maybe just a tad bit more flour. Okay. See really how easy it is? It's really easy. Okay, 1 more, then we can braid it. Oh, it's a little bit sticky. Hope you can fast forward through this, right? Okay, now I found that I had to lay it out a little bit like this in order to braid it, because I wasn't too good at braiding upside down. So I'm starting from the middle, and you just braid it over like this, over like this, over like this, over like this. Look how fun this is. And you tuck the bottom in. And then I tried this upside down. It doesn't work that well, so I'm going to turn it around again. Yep. Which way's it got to go? It's got to go like this. Nope. I'm really doing well, don't you think?
That's the fun part about it.
That's the fun part.
I think that's how it goes, and then take, yep.
Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm. Well, that doesn't look so pretty, but it'll be nice. Okay, you tuck that. Now I'm going to move it over to the pan, just like this. And for this one, we're going to make it a little bit savory. So I'm going to put a little bit of garlic salt on it. Don't have to use garlic. You can do almost anything you want with it, but I like a little garlic on it. Come on out of there. There it comes. Okay. Now, I'm going to use the everything bagel on it. And what's this look like?
That one always adds so much flavor.
Yes, it does. And it's going to be so good. Okay, that's it. Now, all we're going to let it do is rise. Again, I'm not sure about the house, but probably 30 minutes. So we'll time it and let you know if it took 30 minutes or not. Then it goes in the oven, and voila. So this just came out of the oven at 300 degrees for 45 minutes. It's beautiful, it's perfect, And it's going to be yummy. So I guess we'll just take a little, we'll cut it. Ooh, look, it's looking great. And I would put butter on it, but I'm not gonna, it's good. Fresh bread with your mouth full, quick and easy. Not all is perfect in video land sometimes. The last videographer that I had forgot to turn on the video. She just got pictures. So that's why we have 2 of these beautiful braids. The other one was savory, as you've seen. This one is going to be more of a sweet one. We've got I just sprinkled it with cinnamon sugar when I put it in the oven. And I'm going to make a quick glaze, so we can just pour a little glaze over it. And I'm using 1 cup of powdered sugar, a tablespoon of half and half, a half a teaspoon of vanilla. And I learned after 50 plus years of cake decorating, when I make icing, to add a little salt to it. So that's a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, because it just tones down the sweet and makes it taste awesome. And I wasn't sure about the 1 tablespoon, and I'm gonna have to use another. I just can't remember how much when I'm doing this. So just a second, we're gonna add another quarter of a teaspoon, or a tablespoon. So this will make 2. And just mix it up. Yeah, perfect. This is going to be perfect. Perfect. Okay. And I'm just going to drizzle this on the top. Yum, for a sweetbread kind of thing. Ooh, come on. Just drizzle it. I'm not one that likes lots on here, so we're not going to have lots, but it will be good. Okay. Good enough. There we are. Every bit as good as something you might get out of the bakery, only you've done it yourself in your own home. Hope you enjoy this.